Okay, we're back cooking with Sharon, and today I have another breakfast option. So I got this idea because a lot of people, when they're wanting us to cater events or they're thinking about brunch or a breakfast option, people automatically think of pancakes, waffles, French toast. And honestly, I don't know about you, but whenever I go to restaurants and they have that, they're usually made fresh. Waffles are made fresh on site right in front of you. Pancakes come out piping hot from the back of the kitchen, and French toast as well. So if you want catering service, or if you want to prepare something at home where your guests are not going to eat immediately, probably not the best option to have those sitting there on a chafing rack because they get either rubbery or they get hard. So we came up with a solution, a French toast casserole. Your guests are still going to be able to enjoy that breakfast type of, I guess, pastry, waffle-ish, pancake option, but it's going to stay consistent, they're going to stay warm, and it's going to be good. So let's get started. And let me just tell you, it's simple too. So I have right here just a regular loaf of brioche bread. You can use potato bread. Oh, and you know what? I also got this idea, and I know it works because I've had it multiple times, but one of my friends actually prepared it for a group of all of us when we were away on vacation. So it's something that can sit there, even though I'm telling you, once you prepare it, it's going to go because people are going to smell it and they're going to be ready to eat. But back to cooking. With the brioche bread, you can use that, or you can use a potato bread. I actually decided to use brioche today because I like the flavor, the buttery flavor of it. But if you're selecting a bread, I would select something that is thicker slice, and then something that can absorb, the liquid that we're going to actually put in it. So let's start with the bread. You're going to take probably like half a loaf, and I'm going to cut these into, I think I'll cut them into halves. So you just take your loaf and just cut it just like that. And let's see, we'll take a little bit more. That's about half. So, and then it also depends on your pan that you're going to be using. So today I opted for, to show you all this, cooking it in this, set your ovens, by the way, at 425. I decided to use this pan because I'm going to pretend like we're planning for a breakfast brunch. So I'm going to prepare it in this, and then that way this pan actually will sit into the chafing rack that we have for our guests. But I'm just giving you the idea that when you're preparing it at home, you could use the pan that you're going to serve it in for your guests, or you could actually use a different pan and then scoop it out. You'll see a little bit later. But I'm going to make it simple on myself and the whole process by using the pan that we're going to actually serve it in our chafing rack. So I have that right here, and what we're going to do now that we have our bread slices prepared. Actually, you know what? No one ever wants to use the butt of the bread, but I'm going to use it today because I don't want to waste it. So we'll use that. And then we're going to take our pot right here. You could make the whole loaf of bread. However, just double the recipe. So we're going to take our butter right here, about a half a cup of butter, and melt it along with, I have brown sugar, and I also have cinnamon. So we're going to take it, it's going to melt down, and we're going to put in our brown sugar. Okay. And as the butter is melting, the brown sugar, will melt down with it, and it'll be kind of like a gooey type texture. We'll add in our cinnamon. This is about a teaspoon and a half. I think I put in extra. It's all right. Cinnamon toast, not cinnamon. French toast usually has a cinnamon flavor. So if you think about when you're at home and you're making regular French toast, you're actually dipping it in your egg wash, the bread in the egg wash that has milk along with cinnamon. And this way, it's all going to be in the casserole form. So I'm super excited to share this one with you because I know that your guests are going to love it. And this is a thing too, is a lot of times people with this this base that we're making for it, it's very concentrated as far as with sugar, so you may not even need syrup. My team here tried some earlier this week that I made, and I don't think I saw one of them eat it with syrup. So that's why you see over here, I have fruit prepared for ours. We're going to top it with some fruit once it gets done. But I say all that to say is you may not need all the syrup that we have typically used for French toast or pancakes or waffles. So this is your base, and it's nicely cooked down. Like I said, it's just butter, brown sugar, all mixed together. And so this is done. We're going to coat the bottom of whatever pan you're going to use with it. Okay, just make sure you get all of it out. And then just make sure the bottom is evenly distributed. Okay. I know, I like to get all of it out because that's, my team hates it, but I always say that's money sitting in the skillet or the pot. So I try to get it all out. Okay. So once you do that, then you're going to take your bread that you've already pre-sliced and you're going to kind of place it in your, since it's a round shape, I'm going to kind of take it around like that. If you had a square, I've done it both ways. You can make rows, but we're just going to kind of layer it going around in a circle. Just having all your pieces going in the same direction as far as like the outside. Okay, so this is a little bit bigger than what I anticipated, but that's all right. We're just going to cut some more bread and work it out. Okay. And there. And I think I want to put a couple in the middle. So we may just end up using this whole thing. Okay. There you go. And then again, the reason why I'm doing this is because if you serve it in here, you want a nicer presentation of how your bread is placed. So there you have it. Okay, so now we're going to take we have milk, about 2 cups of milk and 4 eggs. As you all know, I usually use liquid eggs here, but we're just going to take our mixture, and I have this bowl that's big enough to have it all together. And then I have about a teaspoon of vanilla we'll add here. Again, this looks just like your mixture that you would use most likely at home if you had French toast that you were preparing in a skillet. So that's it. Just make sure it's nicely mixed. I don't have to do too much because I had liquid eggs. But if you have whole eggs, just make sure everything is whisked nicely to look like this. And then you're just going to take your mixture and just pour it over your bread. Okay. And the only thing that I'm missing here, I added it into my my mix, my butter and sugar mix, is cinnamon. But good thing I left just a little bit on that's left in this. I'm just going to sprinkle it on top. Okay, and then your oven is set at 425. We're going to bake this for about 30 minutes, and we will be back with our final product. Okay. Okay, we're back. We just pulled our French toast out of the oven, so yours should look a little bit like, well, it should look like ours, like this. And we're just going to plate it up. So before you plate it up, if you need to serve it like this, that is perfectly fine. you could take some powdered sugar and dress it up a little. And then, bam, you can serve it just like that. There's a little bit of liquid on the bottom. That's from the glaze that we made. So you have that option to put powdered sugar and then present it in your chafing rack like this, and people will scoop out like I'm about to show you. So we have our plate here. You can have, if you wanted to set it up with garnishes, like fruit garnishes, syrup. I'm telling you, you probably won't need the syrup, but just in case. And then if you wanted, you see, it's still a little, it has some liquid and some texture. Well, the texture is from the French toast being cooked, but it's still moist down in the middle. So you could play, people are just going to come grab it just like this out of the pan. So it still has, it's still, what am I trying to, it's not dry. It's still moist, as you can see, because of your liquid base that we started off with. But you can just plate it up. Someone could just grab it like that. And then you have syrup. You can garnish it with fruit if you like, or syrup. And then, of course, have all the other sides. Bacon. You could do turkey sausage. Sorry, I don't have any. But those are some options for you. And then you could do syrup. And then we'll just finish it off with maybe some blueberries and blackberries that we have here. So pretty simple, huh? And you won't have that dried out taste that you would have, dried out or rubbery or hard French toast, waffles, pancakes, and people will enjoy a nice brunch French toast casserole. So hope you enjoyed making it, and we'll see you next time with Cooking with Sharon.